An historic four-peat. They win the Premier League on the final day of the season. Another majestic, brilliant performance from Phil Foden and Rodri. Comfortable, really. There was the amazing kudos overhead kick that gave rivals of Man City hope, Arsenal hope. But the picture is now emerging. The City fans storming the pitch, celebrating history. And I know there are a lot of question marks hanging over the football club, but that will be handled at another time. Today, I'm just saying congratulations to Manchester City. Truly one of the greatest teams that's ever been produced, not just in England, but one of the greatest teams that's ever graced a football field. They are truly sensational. They win so regularly with such comfort, with such ease, with such panache, quality football to boot. And Pep Guardiola winning another Premier League trophy, but also on the course for a double. And a double's a really big thing. The season after doing a treble and now doing a four-peat, absolutely huge from them. So I want to congratulate Manchester City and their supporters on that win. With Arsenal, it was an interesting game for them today. There was a beginning of the game, the energy, the atmosphere was electric, almost carnival-like, supporting their team. City score, and City's first goal, by the way, Foden, Jesus Christ, what a strike. He scores and the mood kind of gets killed. And then it's 2-0, and then they go a goal down with a really, big deflection. And you think to yourself, you know what? Going to end up in a situation here where I was hoping for a bit of a spectacle, and we got a little bit of it, but it lasted a few minutes. And then when it was 2-1, the kudos overhead kick, the atmosphere grew in the Emirates Stadium. They got the equalizer. But I think as soon as that third goal went in for Man City, everybody knew it was done. And I knew before kickoff. I didn't believe that West Ham would get a result today. But you know what? Arsenal, they demonstrated excellent fight. They kept on going until the very end. I mean, it would have been beyond poetic had Kai Havertz scored the winning goal to clinch a Premier League title. But it's been a very good season for Arsenal in terms of the Premier League. I think it's domestic trophies. That's another conversation for another day. But overall, it's been a very good season for them in the Premier League. They have pushed one of the greatest English teams of all time until essentially the very last kick of the Premier League season. And they're going nowhere. This Manchester City team is the best, and they are going to be hard to topple. It's as simple and as straightforward as that. But this Arsenal team is going nowhere. They're going nowhere fast. So then I don't believe next year they're going to be out of the title race. They're going to be struggling for top four. This team is going to go big again in the summer. And I think their fans can be frustrated with not winning anything. But that doesn't mean you have to throw baby out with the bathwater. It doesn't mean that you need to become toxic or nasty. You can push to go that next level. But I think you can sit back in a relative comfort. The Arsenal are so close to being back. Depends on what your definition of being back is. That's kind of personal. Some will say it's just challenging. I sort of view the big, when you're actually back is when everybody genuinely believes you can win something and or you are winning things. And I think when those two things happen, that's when you're back. But this Arsenal team will get there, in my opinion. I do believe this Arsenal team will win a major trophy or more. That has to be the standard that's set. But there's so many positives if you're an Arsenal fan right now. I see some people still acting like it's the sort of the end of the Wenger era and everything's doom and gloom and going crazy. I don't personally think that it is. But I want to get your thoughts. I want to get your feelings as well. We are going to talk about some of the other games today. I couldn't watch all of them. I had the Chelsea game on. Thought they played well in parts again. Another victory for them. Guaranteed European football. I'm going to say this, Spurs fans. Young Daniel, you have to wear an Arsenal shirt for, I think, the first 3 streams that you do with us next season. How bad do Spurs fans feel now? They were quite close to getting a result against Man City. They were very close. Very, very close indeed to getting that result. But their fans made no noise. Their fans made no atmosphere. They didn't cheer at a corner. They didn't encourage the team at all. They put no pressure, those Tottenham fans, on Tuesday upon Man City. If they had done and they got a positive result, they could be in the Champions League next year. They could have an opportunity at glory. Imagine they have a really good summer and they become a really good team next year. They could have been getting that Champions League experience and have an opportunity. Crazy. But young Daniel said that wouldn't happen. They won. Villa won. They should have been in the Champions League. But if not, I mean, the fans essentially cost their club Champions League football in the end. It's crazy. Or at least a chance of it. At least the chance of it may be. Jurgen Klopp going out with a W, a 2-0 win for his team. Saw there's a very early red card. Didn't watch that game. I literally only got 4 screens in here, so that's what I had. Of course, I had Man United on, and I want to say, Staffy, where are you? He did it 2 games running. Man like Rasmus Højlund taking people on and scoring. Absolutely, absolutely. Love that we won today. And look, we don't do very well away at Brighton. It's a horrible team for us to play. I was quite impressed with parts of the play, the system. I love the way we're tucking our fullbacks into midfield. We're in better positions when we then win the ball back. That's why Rasmus has scored 2 goals. It also shows I don't think Rasmus has been ready to start for Man United. Very much as all the scouting reports said when we bought him, he is a couple of years away from being ready. If the club would have just had the foresight to actually have an experienced number 9, imagine what Rasmus could have been doing this season from the bench from Manchester United. So very happy with that win as well. Going to go to your super chats and your comments that you send through. Then we're going to be bringing the panel out for you today. Someone here says Terry's hurt. Of course I'm hurt. I find it, if any Man United fan right now isn't feeling pain because you're watching one of your biggest rivals, and yes, I'm not from Manchester, but I live there, and I was a regular visitor. So I used to go there for Team GB training. A lot of the UK's big kickboxing and karate tournaments are held in Manchester. I then live there. I work there. Some of my best friends are from Manchester. Spent a lot of my life in that part of the world. Yes, it hurts me today to see Man City do a historic 4-peat. It hurts me seeing City be this good. Hurts me seeing Liverpool be as good as they have done over recent years, especially when you consider how poor we have become. So yes, I'm hurt. And I'm not ashamed to admit that. If you're a Man United fan and you're saying, I don't feel anything, I question the love you have for Man United. If your rivals are looking good and it doesn't hurt you. Why I said Arsenal scared me 2 years ago, because I saw a team leaving me in the mud. All it's been about. So yes, I'm hurting. I'm hurting very much inside. I am. I can't help it. I can't help how much I'm hurting. It's killing me. Let's have a little look here at some of these super chats. Arsenal didn't bottle shit. We will be back 100%. Well, if you guys watch the squad that came out, George is on there, one of the biggest Spurs fans you can come across, and George said it straight. You can't call this Arsenal team bottle jobs. The problem you have, Akil, is that everybody has I've seen people arguing this online the last few days. You can't debate what success is. Success is one thing only. You can't debate what bottling is. It's one thing only. Well, it's not. It's subjective. And it depends what lens you're looking through. I don't think Arsenal bottled the league this year. I think they were poor in the domestic cups. And I think they got about as far as they could in the Champions League with a lack of experience in the squad and with the manager. They progressed further, though. I think what they've demonstrated this year, and I've never once this season predicted they would win the league, Arsenal. What I did say is I think they had a better chance this year than last. And I got laughed at for that. And they finished 2 points off. And they had a few blips and they bounced back from all of them. It just wasn't enough to beat one of the greatest teams of all time to this league title. But I don't think baby and bathwater should be thrown out together. I'm proud of this Arsenal team and look forward to seeing them scare more people in the future. As far as City goes, if you're going to cheat, the very least you could do is win everything. It's funny you say that. We'll see if they're found innocent or guilty, and then we'll have that conversation. But a friend of mine and I were talking. He said, well, they still have to win the games, and it's right. But there are people that have cheated in this world. Athletes that have taken steroids and they still haven't won the world championships or won the Olympic gold. Still doesn't mean that doesn't mean they don't get banned. Do you get what I mean? Like it's irrelative. It's almost irrelevant. But yeah, if you are going to do it, you're better off winning. Caicedo goal of the season. Oh yeah, what a goal that was! Absolutely phenomenal. That one from him, Bruno's was a little bit closer, but them two still not putting it above Garnacho's, in my opinion, though. Although Phil Foden's done today is going to have something to say about it. Caicedo's price not mentioned anymore. He's a beast because he's performing, Alex. And when you perform, your price tag doesn't get discussed. You supported Arsenal all season for them to come up trophyless. Hold this L, Terry. I didn't support Arsenal all season. When I saw who were in the title race, I had a choice. When someone said, "Who would you prefer to win?" The answer is always Man United. But when the running's Liverpool, City, Arsenal, my two biggest rivals, and Arsenal, of course, I'm going to say out of all them three, that's Arsenal. So I don't feel like I've got an L today because Arsenal didn't win the league. I feel like I've got an L because my club isn't competing for these trophies. That's how I personally feel.